Ciao ragazzi, we nearly had another Italian fairy tale until controversy late in injury time at the Bernabeu tonight. It ended Real Madrid 1, Juventus 3, but Juventus are out 4-3 on aggregate. I'm absolutely lost for words. I couldn't believe it yesterday when Roma pulled off the unthinkable. We nearly looked like we had a repeat of that. A controversy, I'm lost for words, I really am. As for the game itself, tonight, as we know, Juventus were missing Paulo Dybala. He was suspended from the first leg. Real Madrid didn't have their captain Sergio Ramos. He picked up a second yellow card. Now, the game, Juventus started come flying out the traps. They took the lead after 2 minutes. Mandzukic heading in from Khedira's cross. Real Madrid, of course, in the first half, Ronaldo and the key factors just couldn't get going. Real Madrid, in fact, without their influential captain of Ramos, their defence was all over the place. It went in 2-0 at half-time, and of course, then Mandzukic heading in again from a Lichtsteiner across. Of course, the Swiss had replaced Matteo Deschiglio, who had gone off injured earlier in the game. Mandzukic headed in again. Maybe Real Madrid goalkeeper Neves was at fault. It went in at half-time 2-0, and we thought there's every chance Juventus can pull this off. Gareth Bale playing for Real Madrid, he was non-existent. He was substituted at half-time. We go into the second half, and Juventus start again very much on the front foot. Douglas Costa, I don't know where he got his energy from tonight. Running at Real Madrid. And then, of course, on 60 minutes, the unthinkable happened. Juventus got themselves back in it. 3-0 it was. A mistake by, of course, Neves allowed Matuidi to equalise on the night, or 3-0 to Juventus on the night, equalised the tie. And I couldn't believe it. I was writing these things. I thought we're going to have 2 Italian teams in the last 4 of the Champions League, possibly dreaming of an all-Italian semi-final or all-Italian final. I was thinking of all the possibilities. After that, Real Madrid did start to threaten after they'd gone 3-0 down. I thought, Isco had one shot, of course, which deflected off Pjanic. Buffon had to tip it wide. Isco had another effort. Even Ronaldo, they were getting close. But the real controversy, of course, broke in the 93rd minute. Now, a ball into the box. Ronaldo heads it down. As Lucas Neiva is going for it, Benasha puts his studs just in front of him. It looks like he gets the ball. The referee awards a penalty, and then mayhem erupted from there on. Straight away, Juventus players were round the referee, Gianluigi Buffon, captain. You could see how much he was enjoying tonight. Every time Juventus scored, full of passion. He completely lost it completely. You cannot, whatever the decision, whether you agree with it or not, you cannot get up close like he did with the referee. Juventus just lost their composure in that, and bad temper. It's so sad that Buffon is not only is he likely to never win the Champions League, but that to be the last shot ever in a Champions League game of him walking down, I've been sent off, the captain. His career, I say it doesn't deserve it, but you've got to keep your cool at all times, no matter how bad. If Buffon had stayed on the pitch, he could have saved the penalty. You don't know. Did I think it was a penalty? I think if it's earlier on during the game, I think the ref wouldn't have given it. I think because it was that late in the game, the crowd are against him. The ref took a few seconds before he pointed at the spot. I've got to say, I think he gets the ball. Of course, Real Madrid at that late in the game, you can't blame any team really. If they're going for it, they're getting ratty. They're going out of the champion or going to extra time. Just lost for words with that decision, I've got to say. Surely though, this is why we don't use VAR for decisions like that. But Buffon going off straight away, and then Wojciech Szczesny comes on, but that means they've got to take Higuain off. So even had they saved the penalty in extra time, Real Madrid, I think, would have had the legs on Juventus. Who stepped up? None other than Cristiano Ronaldo, and of course he had to bury the penalty, didn't he? Had to take the shirt off, celebrate with his celebration, rub salt in the wounds of the Bianconeri. But it was an absolute brave effort from Juventus tonight. It's such a shame it's ended in controversy, and with club legend, Italian football legend, probably one of the best goalkeepers of all time, Gianluigi Buffon, never ever going to win the Champions League. It's ended like that for him. Just lost for words. I don't believe it. You thought Juventus were about to get their revenge. You cannot fault Juventus's heart on the night, but I've got to say, last week in that first tie, the damage, a lot of it was done in that first leg. To lose 3-0 at home in your own ground never bodes well. But, credit to Juventus on the night. We can complain and criticise from last week. Tonight, they've done everything they possibly could. And night is that deep into injury time. A penalty for the ref to make a big call like that. and then lose the captain. Ronaldo sticks it away. Juventus are out. Of course, now, where does it leave Juventus? Well, they are, of course, in the final of the Coppa Italia. They are 4 points clear in the Scudetto race. As for Massimo Allegri, I think I said this not so long ago, I really genuinely think this was his last chance this year to win the Champions League. Will he stay on? Has he taken Juventus as far as he can? I've got to say, I think he will. You know, I can't. It's likely that Roberto Mancini could be the new Italy manager. I can just see Allegri getting tempted by a job overboard, whether it's Paris Saint-Germain, whether it's Arsenal, maybe Chelsea should Conte go. I can see Allegri now looking at a bigger job. No disrespect for Juventus or Italian football. The bigger leagues are going to be hovering round. I just don't think he can get an Italian team to win the Champions League. He tried various times with AC Milan, it didn't happen. 2 finals with Juventus, now eliminated tonight against Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. I just think maybe Allegri at the end of the season, when they win the Scudetto, win the Coppa Italia or not, I think he will be gone from the Bianconeri. Elsewhere, I mean, you know, if you're a Juventus fan, what do you think of tonight's game? What do you think of a penalty? Not just Juventus, any football fans in general. You know, where is the fourth official maybe consented with the ref on this one? You know, the ref's paused a few seconds before he's given the penalty. I'm just absolutely lost for words. I've never ever seen anything like I did last night, but tonight, in another sense, just absolutely lost for words. I really am. Of course, now we have one Italian team in the last 4, that is Roma. I can't believe it. Absolutely just lost for words, really. So thanks for watching this episode for Talk Calcio TV, as Juventus, after a brave effort, are eliminated in controversial circumstances. No doubt you've been watching with a lot of venom and steam coming out your ears tonight, that's for certain. Tell us what you thought of tonight's game. Like, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. Don't forget to give us a like on Facebook. It is just one Italian team in the last 4 of the Champions League. We nearly had 2, if only. Don't you just love the referees? We will speak to you next episode, where we have a feature on this weekend's Rome derby, the Della Capitale, that is Lazio versus Roma. But tonight we leave you as Juventus are out of the Champions League in controversial circumstances. Arrivederci. Ciao.